Kate, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you as always for being on ENCA. I want to speak firstly about the scale of job losses in the media and journalism industry as a result of this lockdown.
Yes, I mean, the scale is huge. So we're looking at like 700 people have lost their jobs, and that's just in the last short period around COVID. Of course, a huge number of journalists have lost their jobs before that period, but just over these last short few months, it's 700 approximately.
And as you begin to provide this relief for journalists, MTN has given you R500,000 to kick you off. Has that inspired other corporates to do the same?
Well, look, we are hoping that they will. I mean, what has been really amazing about MTN is that they've basically said that they will send a whole lot of letters to all the CEOs of the different companies that they're in touch with and ask them, encourage them very strongly to join the fund. So it's a very nice gesture from the side of MTN to do that. Of course, we will do the same and see whether we can't, from our side as well, ask various corporates to contribute as well.
Some of what's been controversial with the various relief funds or methods that have been set out for South Africans across industries has been the criteria. I ran through some of the eligibility criteria for your fund. Just expand on what will be required for journalists in order to qualify for this assistance.
Yes, very important. So the issue is that we're saying that you've got to have lost your job during this COVID period. And that could be somebody that is a permanently employed journalist, or we're very concerned about freelancers. So if you're a freelancer and you have lost a particular contract or contracts during this period, and you've got proof of that, then you can also apply for funding. And we were particularly concerned about community media journalists and freelancers, because in our research that we did prior to setting up this fund, it seemed that those were two categories of journalists that were particularly badly affected.
And how do you decide on how much to pay out to whom? Do you match the value of the contract that's been lost, or how does that work?
No, and you're quite right. I mean, we've had so many discussions about this, and we were very clear that the easiest way to do it was to look at, everybody that is given a grant is given 5,000 Rand. So 100 people get a 5,000 Rand, and then we use up that first, 500,000, R500,000. And then we're hoping to get further funds, and then we will go through a second round. But for this round, it will be 5,000 Rand, a set amount for everybody, and 100 people will get that funding. And
do you have a lifespan, Kate, attached to this relief fund, or is it something that you're looking at running indefinitely?
No. So what we wanted to do as well in terms of this first round was to be very targeted in terms of the time. So the application date actually finishes on the 17th of July. So we are going to go all out with all our contacts to make sure that people apply within that very tight time space. And then we will distribute the funds post that. So we wanted to just keep it tight.
Kate Skinner, Executive Director at the South African National Editors Forum, thank you.